Morning, everybody. Happy Sunday, fun day. I think it's chilly outside. I haven't been outside yet. Trying to Sorry, I got a little bit of a late start here for y'all. Yeah, I didn't get into bed until probably about 1:30. We had a great time last night. If you guys didn't see the live, it was just so awesome. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Jackie. Good to see you guys. We had our breathe-free dinner last night. And again, I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to say who provided the food, because these leftists, these extreme, radical, communist, terrorist, criminal leftists, they love to try to do everything that they can. Hey, Allison, with everything that they have. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Good morning, Dave. They love to, good morning, Carrie. They love to do everything that they can. Good morning, Mark. In the narrow scope of things that they have that they can do, and they have goldfish brains, right? Because they can only remember something for probably about a couple of hours, in between being lucid enough, from being on drugs, because most of them take drugs, which we saw yesterday, and I'm going to get into that. But what they like to do are things like this. They like to take videos of somebody, and they like to put them up and completely mischaracterize them. So one of the individuals in our group yesterday, shall be nameless, was at a supermarket shopping, and she had her shirt on. She didn't wear a mask. Somebody in the store decided to confront her, screaming, completely unhinged. Good morning, Carrie. Completely out of their minds, losing it. Top of their lungs, screaming. And you guys have encountered this. You've heard this. You've seen this out. Just no rationale, no logic there at all. And what they decided to do is they decided to take a 1.5-minute video. This individual that lives in Williamsville, who we will find, who we pretty much know who he is right now. He decided it would be appropriate to put this person on video on TikTok, and then try to incite people to get her to lose her job, to tell people where she works so that they can go there and harass and menace her, and probably even more, assault, assail, for sure, threaten, intimidate, shame, shout at, damage her vehicle, probably damage her house, vandalize her home. And they called to action that. This person told people to do that. And in the comments, is just completely and utterly vile. Evil, what these people are and what they do. And they think, seriously, on the other side, that they stand on the side of righteousness, that they stand on the side of right. Well, I will ask you this. If you are so right, and you're so righteous, and you're so moral, and you're so virtuous, then why do you attack people? Why do you attack people? Why do you go after people individually and attack them like the cowards that you are? Like the rats that scurry? Like the cockroaches that come in when they seek opportunity? Why do you do that? We don't attack anybody. We don't attack anybody individually. We don't do that. Good morning, Taylor. What's up, sweetheart? Good morning, Mark. How's it going, brother? Scotty, what's up? Good to see you. I'm going to take it easy on my voice today. It came back enough for me to do the live. I don't know if it's going to be back enough for me to sing carols. I'll do the ho, ho, ho. I'll just do the ho, ho, ho over and over. Merry Christmas. So, these people decide that it's an appropriate course of action to do this to somebody. And a woman, no less. They don't care. They don't care. They're completely indiscriminate when it comes to who it is that they're going to shout, swear, have vulgar acts that they do, spit, grab their genitalia, approach, get close to, get in their face. They don't care. They don't care if it's a 5-year-old kid and a 6-year-old child that's there, or if it's a 75-year-old grandmother and grandfather. Completely, without any limitation whatsoever, they're going to make a decision to attack anybody, and they don't care. They really, really don't care. So, this woman, this friend of ours, she was attacked, and her attorney is going to go after this individual who posted this on TikTok. Now, don't let these people scare you, okay? You kind of see what they're comprised of, right? You see the lies that they espouse. The only people that they are reaching are the people that think like them, that are equally mentally ill and deranged and out of their mind, crazy, completely out of touch with reality, suffering and struggling from any number of mental illness that's out there. They're just completely illogical, completely irrational, evil people. But for whatever reason, good morning, John, good morning, Meg, they think, good morning, Gretchen, good morning, Linda, they seriously feel and think like they are on the side of right. If we did any one of the things that they do, any one of the things that they do, they would be looking at us and attacking and using their National Lawyers Guild to come after us and suing us and doing all that. That's what they wait for. But they haven't been able to do that. Why? Why haven't they been able to do that? Because even shouting, good morning, John, good morning, brother, even shouting in our faces, screaming obscenities, vulgarities, vitriol, just complete and utter animus towards us. We stand there. We stand there. And they approach us. They cross the street. Good morning, Robin. They cross the street. They engage us. After law enforcement tells us to remove ourselves from the sidewalk, they then come over. Police, they don't tell them to get back onto their side. No, instead they shut down the road again, which allows these people to engage and approach, and then to start to harass and menace and attack. So this woman, she's strong, she's a fighter, she's a patriot, she's a warrior, she doesn't care. She knows these people are just, they're insignificant. She knows they're going to forget about her and move on to the next thing, and they can't focus in on multiple things at the same time because they are on drugs most of the time. We had a business owner on Delaware Avenue yesterday. They saw us rolling through American flags and Trump. We had a line. It was absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. This line of traffic going every street in Kenmore and in Tonawanda, just rolling down and through. And, and I'm going to get to that, Mark. I'm going to get to that. Good morning, Michelle. It was absolutely, I agree. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Sharon. But it was just so beautiful. The line of people, and then again, they executed brilliantly. John and the Nwachin family, and Jimmy and Chi and Scott, and they're just like boom, 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 and they block the traffic, and everybody comes through. Like, we stayed together. Most of that group stayed together the entire route. It was awesome. I just see this huge line of people just doing their thing, and beeping their horns, and all the people raising their fists and clapping. It's just, if you haven't been to one, you have got to get to one, and you're going to be hooked. You will be at one every week. You're like, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. You'll probably even go to John and Scott. I want to do one of my own. I want to do one of my own. What you guys are doing here? Can I do it over here? Can I get my own group of people? Which is what you should do. You should start it. And imagine if we had multiple Rolling Patriots events, because we got too big. Yesterday was big. Like, it was a big, big event. Great. It was just an amazing event. So many people, so many beautiful vehicles, and the smiles on the faces. And you just, the just hearts being full, and just souls being lifted up. Like, he's just absolutely amazing. And everybody, passing by, I gotta maintain the voice here so I don't lose it. So, you guys hear it start to shake there. It's just so beautiful. The faces, the smiles, and the fists up, and we've got. I almost said a name, and I'm going to be careful. And when you guys tell me I can say your names, I'm going to. But we had like 3 women in the group, and you know who the women are. They're just warriors. They're just fighters. They're patriots. And I would take any one of them against that entire group of criminals and terrorists yesterday. They would kick all of their asses, any one of them. And they're hanging out the windows, and they're doing their things, and they're yelling, and they're the whole time, like the whole ride. They were outside the window, or almost the whole ride. I'm not going to say the whole ride, but almost the whole ride. The 3 of them outside the windows, and and the kids, and you see the kids' faces, just how excited and exuberant and enthused they are to be there, part of something where there's just happiness. And I can't thank the Rolling Patriots and everybody part of the Rolling Patriots that you guys are so awesome. Like, you guys really are. And I said all the names, and I know I've been trying to scale that back. I know you guys don't care, so I mentioned your names a bunch of different times, but all that core of people, you guys are just so awesome. And I love being a part of that. And I'm going to miss being there this upcoming week. We're going to go to DC this upcoming week. And the location, John or Scott, if you could just mention that, and I remember it, but I don't specifically remember where the event is going to be next year or next week. And guys, make no mistake, it's December, it's Christmas time, so don't be afraid to dress those trucks up like reindeer or Santa Claus or as a sleigh or as a snowman or an angel, whatever. Don't be afraid to do that, guys. Like, let's make even more people love us. So anyways, talking about, we were rolling down Delaware, and there was a business owner. She ended up texting Jimmy, and they had a mutual contact, a mutual friend that was there. And she said, thank you so much. She says, I got to be anonymous. I can't tell you my name. Like, how terrible is that? Where do we live that you have to be anonymously supporting something like that, something so good? She said, but I absolutely got to tell you, it just inspired me and lifted me up, and I loved seeing you guys rolling by. And she said, I couldn't show it. And it's just tragic that we can't show it. So they follow all of our pages. Annie, I know it. Yeah, maybe. I don't. Who was that? Who was that guy? Jimmy had posted it on a bunch of the Tonawanda pages, and we don't even care. Like, we really don't care that they showed up. We go to every town, every single town. We have, in months of doing this, the Rolling Patriots, we have never encountered what we encountered yesterday. Never. Now, make no mistake, our boy Martin Gugino, looking again awfully spry. I'm not sure if he was there. There was word that he was there, but him all being like this and getting in front of people, all decrepit and elderly. He sure did look pretty spry if he was there. I looked at everybody. I didn't see anybody that looked like they were, ready to be in a wheelchair, invalid. So they had probably about 40 people, I'm going to guess, and they had their core of antagonists, 20, 25 people, and that was it. Good morning, Dale. Good morning, Russ. And they found out because Jimmy had posted it on the Tonawanda pages, which is what he has every right to do. That's what it should be. We should be posting this stuff on and welcoming people to come on board. And I'm just going to speak facts here. I'm not going to express opinions or hyperbole or exaggerate. I'm just going to, because I've been asked not to do that. But what I'm going to say is this. We pulled up yesterday, Kim and I, we show up and we get there and we stage at about 2 o'clock and we can see Antifa on the one side and we can see we got a bunch of our Rolling Patriots already set up at Sheridan Park. And, a line of us. So I get out of the car and I grab the megaphone and I walk up to the sidewalk and law enforcement immediately says, now mind you, you've got about 40 people on the other side of the street. They are all dressed in black. They've got, gas masks on. I don't know what that suggests. They have items in their packs that would suggest that they are going to attack people. They're weaponized. They have, they're carrying weapons, I should say. And they're screaming at us, all kinds of obscenities. White supremacists, and they're one thing, like, get some new material, really. Like, everybody is absolutely tired of hearing that. Oh, God, that is so sad. Kayla, what I want to tell you is this, all right? We're building a group of parents together that can go after the schools. What you need to do, Kayla, and I'm sorry guys to get off on a tangent here, you have got to talk to your attorney and you need to sue the union president there and you need to sue the teachers' unions. They are the ones that are destroying our schools, all right? They're being used as tools and resources, useful idiots, to shut down the schools for all the kids, even though the evidence is there's no danger, there's no threat to teachers or students all over the state, all over the country. Schools are open, but these union presidents and these unions are supporting all over lockdowns, and you have to ask yourself, why are they doing that? They are doing that because they love being at home. Not all teachers, guys. This isn't, and guys, you got to understand, if I'm talking about a group or segment of people, don't get butthurt. Like, I could tell you, like, you can be a good person, okay? I mean, you can be a good teacher, but we all know that there are bad teachers, all right? So what's happening is they want to teach at home. They don't want to get a cut in pay. They want to be able to sit at home, in their PJs and doing whatever they got to do, to avoid actually doing some real work. And they're using this so-called spike, which I'm going to get into a little bit later, as justification. Even though nobody in their school has contracted it, nobody has died from it, that is what they're doing. It's really, really simple why they're doing it. It's a really, really simple attack. Good morning, Rachel. What you do, you sue the union president, you go after them, and you go after the union. I know it, hon. I am so sorry. It sucks. It sucks so bad. What I would suggest to you, Kayla, is what I've told most people. There are support groups. There are homeschooling support groups right now out there, a lot of them. Homeschooling options. Separate and disassociate yourself from Lockport School altogether. The model was extremely flawed to begin with, all right, on the schools. Extremely flawed. Good morning, Joe. And the reason it was flawed was because, I know, hon, but you're not. You got to know you're not against the world, all right? Message me, and we'll put you in contact with some other groups that are out there right now trying to help and do the same things. You can literally educate your child for 2 hours a day, and the education that you're going to give them, or her, her, she, or them, is going to be infinitely better than what you're going to get in Lockport. You're going to have the support that you need, and you're going to have a network of parents that are doing a great, great, great job right now. So don't worry about it. We know what how Lockport schools are. They're a nightmare. They're an atrocity. It's shameful. They should be ashamed of themselves, what they have been doing to kids for years and years and years and years and years. Buffalo schools, the same thing. Heck, you could even get out to Orchard Park and see that it's that bad for these kids. in the curriculums, in the failure rates, in the drug rates, in kids on addiction, in suicide. Like we see, it is a broken model. Public education. Extremely broken. And we did it because it's what we've known, it's what we've always known. We didn't think that there's any way to get around it. And I'm telling you, Kayla, you absolutely can get around it. I'm telling you, you can. So message me. I'll put you in contact with some people that can help you out. And I'm sorry, don't worry about it, all right? Everything is going to be okay, I promise. I promise you everything is going to be okay. They're not going to call you back. The school boards, they don't care, all right? The school boards are comprised of individuals, and Lynn would be a great person. What I need to know is, I know Lynn exactly. She hates teaching from home. A lot of teachers do hate teaching from home, and Lynn is an amazing teacher. So Lynn supports going into school, but Kayla, Lynn and you and I, this would be a great start, okay? We can start. Lynn, you should reach out to Kayla. Kayla, reach out to Lynn. And then let's reach out together. We'll start this group. This is one of the things that we needed to start. And let's start to network those homeschooling groups that are out there, those support groups. Heritage Foundation, I believe ProgRU is also another one that are big in getting the homeschooling information out to people. And then, hey, Jen, good morning. And then you can also, inject the constitutional elements and the civics elements, which we never learned. We never learned the election process or the political process in high school. All of our kids, every kid should be learning it. The reason they don't is because they want to keep control and power, which we're seeing the result of now. What happens when we're not, when we haven't educated ourselves on those things? They've stripped us of our ability. Good morning, Jake. Good morning, Todd. They've stripped us of our ability to run for these offices, occupy these offices, and now this is what we get. We reap what we sow, myself included. We've all sat on the sidelines for so long, and we got to take it back. So, Kayla, reach out to Lynn. Lynn, reach out to Kayla, and we'll start that. So, what we were talking about, so the thing with, the individual on Delaware and talking about that and her writing to Jimmy, just so great. And then we had I think at least one person we had there that showed, it was like I was in my house and I heard all the horns beeping, and he joined us, and he came out, and I can't remember what his name is right now off the top of my head, but we got his information. We gave him, hey, good morning, man. We gave him our Rolling Patriots gave our cards out to them. It's a team, like John said, it's a team, and he was so happy and excited. He's like, this is amazing. And we did have those people that were out there that were giving us the finger and, yelling and screaming out their windows and pretending they were going to hit our cars and trying to drive in between. And, one thing that happened that's, not really worth mentioning because they don't want to deter anybody from coming out. And I just want to say, I think I want to get back to saying that it just shows exactly the level of just outright, inhuman depravity these individuals are capable of. What they did and kids, giving kids the finger, young kids the finger. And, elderly, people that could be our grandmothers or grandfathers, giving people the finger. And all we say is we love you. That's all we say. God bless America. We wave, we hit the heart, and that's it. And, it makes them lose their mind even more. If they're on the street, I go, love you, they're giving us the finger, love you, God bless America, Merry Christmas. Like, how can you hate somebody that's doing that? That's not an indication of where these people are in life and have been in life for a long time. I don't know what is. So we've been in all these other towns. What did I want to say about? So it just, to me, it's hilarious, that these people do all these things. And the one person, she's recording me, and she goes, "You're famous now. I'm going to put this everywhere." Jen, good morning, hon. Good morning, Jack. Or Jack Harry said good morning. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, she's like, I'm like, late. You're really, really, really late to the party on that one, sweetheart. You know, I'm sorry you don't get to be the one that exposes me, but sorry. I'm famous now. Okay. Oh no, you got me. You're like months and months and months and months late to the party. Where have you been? God. So, anyways, we have been to all of these other towns. No issues. You know, we'll have people that give the fingers, or we'll do this, or they'll have a handful of people that do it. And that what you saw yesterday, guys, was representative of pretty much their entire group. That's all they have left. That is how pathetic and feeble their organization is. They try to use teachers to attack our kids, to attack our kids' minds. They try to use the 1619 project to attack our kids' minds. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that, hon. I'm kind of trying to read it. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I know, Mark. So, oh God. So yeah, all these other towns, no issues. People embrace us, and not only do people embrace us, but law enforcement embraces us. We go through, most of the residents, so thankful. Tonawanda is an anomaly. It absolutely is an anomaly. And they put together, it was a call to action yesterday. You know, all available individuals, come on out. You know, call to arms yesterday. And they ended up getting 40 people that showed up. That shows you where Antifa is, and Black Lives Matter, in Surge, in Western New York Liberation Collective, in Western New York media, and concerned Buffalo neighbors. They're all being exposed. And guys, if you see a story in any of these publications, you find out who they are, you talk to, good morning, Ronnie, good morning, Kate, you talk to your attorney and you sue them. You sue Mark Odian and you sue them for the lies that they espouse constantly and incessantly, obsessively. And oh my God, we have way more people. We have way more people. So I'll get to that too. So everybody was there, and all they could get out. Good morning, Dan. What's up, brother? All they had was 4 people, or about 40 people that were there. That's it. You know, and they knew about her, and Tonawanda is supposed to be their stronghold, right? And whether you want to say law enforcement in Tonawanda supports Antifa, I know for a fact all law enforcement in Tonawanda, they do not support all Antifa. I know that for a fact. I know some people that work in there, and they know that, and I know that they don't support them. However, I've got to imagine the chief of police, that supervisor there who had all those crimes against them, where that's all quiet again. Once we get our local digital media going, we can hammer and expose Mark Odian every single day with Western New York media, and all of these people are doxing and menacing individuals in our groups wrongfully. And we will attack every single one of them civilly. We will file lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. We will bury them. And any criminal actions that we can take against them, we will also bury them. And right now, a lot of the actions that they have done and committed elevate to crimes. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Tonawanda is a town where they support Antifa, but they're not doing anything. So by not doing anything, you're supporting them. You're advocating them. You're validating them. Last I checked, Antifa was listed as a terrorist organization. And make no mistake, what that was yesterday was Antifa and Black Lives Matter. I know individuals that are in that group. I know several individuals in that group. And they aren't radicalized like these people are. These people, they just want disruption and chaos. Most of them get paid. And if you're not getting paid as a part of Antifa, you better look to the person next to you, because there's a really good chance that they are. You know, Western New York Push, Surge, you know, these groups that are out there trying to get into our schools and corrupt our children's minds. You know, and indoctrinate and program and brainwash and getting them on board with what they've got going on. So Tonawanda police asked us to stand back. The other side yelling all kinds of names. You guys saw me on my megaphone. We love you. Come on over. Thanks for coming out. Merry Christmas. We've got food over here. We've got some coffee over here. Come on over. Come on over. You know, we appreciate you guys coming out. And then all of a sudden, they turn that, and law enforcement says that I'm inciting them and I'm antagonizing them. Saying I love you, this is how twisted everything is. That we are the aggressors. They've got 40 people, 45 people, whatever, dressed in black with weapons, with, you know, completely agitated in an altered state on drugs, but we're the aggressors. They have masks up to here, you know, goggles on, gas masks, and everything else, and they're all blacked out like they're in the military, but we're the aggressors. We got Christmas music playing, we got patriotic music playing, and we've got all the trucks, the Trump flag, you know, Trump flags, American flags, and everything else, but we're the aggressors. We're saying I love you, we're saying Merry Christmas, come join us, thanks for coming out, but we're the aggressors. They had to shut down the street on either side because of Antifa, not because of us, because we have done dozens and dozens of rolling parades and marching parades and rallies and protests. And not once has law enforcement had to stop us or intervene. As a matter of fact, Buffalo PD, East Aurora PD, Hamburg PD, Erie County Sheriffs, state troopers, let's go through the whole list. Wheatfield, Batavia. Let's go through the whole list of law enforcement officers that support us in what we do. They beat their horns. They give us guidance. They protect us. You know, they lead us. They come behind us. You know, they're driving behind us. They're monitoring the situation. But now 2 times in Tonawanda, for whatever reason. And, you know, the people of Tonawanda should be very, very upset with this fact. Town of Tonawanda made us feel like we were the problem. You had troopers and sheriffs and, you know, everybody else that was around blocking off the road, again, a section of Sheridan Drive for who? Not for Rolling Patriots. Certainly not for Rolling Patriots. You know, we exercise ourselves civilly time and time and time again. As we did yesterday, we had 60 or 70 vehicles. 60 or 70 vehicles. And what Tonawanda police decided to do was they decided to partition off the streets so nobody could gain access. So we had our group separated. We had less than half of us there in the one parking lot. And to everybody's credit and testament, thank you so much for whoever put that together, you know, we had Scott, John, myself, Jimmy were there, Cheech was there, and we had, I think even Paul and Jen, no, I don't mean Paul and Jen weren't there. They weren't there. But we had our group all staged at Sheridan Park, which is where we were supposed to meet. The group was separated because Tonawanda police separated us. That put us in direct harm's way. They knew the other side had 40 or 45 people. Had we been able to descend, or collect, I should say, you know, and gather the way we should have been able to, there wouldn't have been an issue. There wouldn't have been an issue. Because we would have had enough of them, enough of us, that these cowards, they would have dissipated. They would have gone their own ways. They would have seen the 150 or 200 people that we ended up having there. And they don't want that. What they want is they want to have greater numbers than you. And it was about even. It was about equal. You know, but again, we had grandparents, parents, children, you know, people in their 60s, and you've got these psychopaths, these terrorists, these sociopaths coming after us like we're the problem. Saying we love you, saying Merry Christmas, and then in Western New York media, Buffalo News, you know, classifies us as right wing. Okay, that's how they start their whole story off. And I hope somebody asks for a retraction on that and tells them that they need to modify what they're doing, or else we're going to go after them and sue them and the author of that article. The authors, there were 2 authors, right wing. How are we right wing exactly? Let me see. Who voted for Trump? And we're Trump supporters. We're Americans. We have American flags. Democrats voted for Trump. Liberals voted for Trump. Arabics voted for Trump. Latinos and mass Latinas voted for Trump. All ethnicities, black, Asian, across the board, everybody voted for Trump. Independents, moderates, conservatives, and Republicans voted for Trump. We're supporting Trump. We support America. We support unity. We even invited everybody to come over. You know, they're calling us Nazis and fascists and KKK and white supremacists. And I said, you guys heard me over and over and over again, that I said, if you have any white supremacists, that we know you have Nazis, we know that you have fascists. If you guys don't come over to our group, we're not interested in that. If you're an American and you want to come over here, we're one. Join us. And then again, blah, 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 blah. So lies and hatred, animus, just absolute violence that they've got. And again, because they're all hopped up on drugs. And it's kind of funny because I'm sitting there and I'm on my megaphone over and over and over again for what, 45 minutes? Whatever it was, you guys saw it. They got on it and they could only handle themselves for like a minute and a half. I'm like, man, get on a treadmill. Do a little bit of exercise, will you? I'm out here on this thing for 45 minutes yelling, and you're winded after coming at me about a minute and a half? How do you think you're going to hold up in a fight if this thing goes bad because you guys have your masks on and you're ready and you've got your axe handles and you've got your hammers, you know, with you, and you're coming at us wielding hammers, and again, doing that, attacking us, approaching us, hitting people, hitting phones out of people's hands, kicking people's cars, shooting at them with BB guns. But Tonawanda police said, we're the aggressors. We're the agitators. We're the problem. I was the problem. For inviting everybody to come in, I was the problem. Because there isn't a better glaring case of a department that needs to be overhauled and completely revised. Tonawanda Police Department is that glaring example. And again, I'm giving you facts here. Good morning, Natalie. Good morning, Brian. I'm not trying to have the opinions or exaggerate everything. What I am expressing to you is exactly how it went. So the road shut off, and then Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Surge, Western New York media, concerned Buffalo neighbors. They love that. They think they picked these really creative names, right? And they think they're all slick in writing these articles. Everybody knows who you are. You know, Push, all these people, 40 or 45 people. That's all they were able to get out. Good morning, Mike. And now you've got law enforcement telling us we're the problem, and then you have Antifa coming at us with their weapons. And we don't have any weapons. We're just standing there. You know, we've got Joanne next to me, and she's filming everything. And we've got everybody else filming everything. So it's on film. So when Western New York media wants to say, or Buffalo News wants to say we're a right-wing group and, you know, we started violence and this other stuff happened. No, Natalie, we're not. We're not in trouble. We just have to organize, and we're doing that. And it's going to be great. There's going to be so many great things that happen that, you know, all this stuff is going to change. Don't be worried. You know, don't think that way. Everything is going to change. We are making change here. Positive change every single day. So they approach it, and this isn't indicative of any other town. Any other town that we have been in, including the city of Buffalo, multiple occasions in the city of Buffalo. So much respect and in regard and reverence, and I hold those officers that have been down there, and state troopers and sheriffs, hold them, and I value them so much because they protect us. Every time we're out there, they are with us. Even when the one officer wanted to say, or lieutenant said, hey, we can give you a ticket for this, he didn't give us a ticket. He's like, I get it. I really get it. You know, because what's happening to you guys, it's what's happened to us too. Most members of law enforcement are with us, and we support them 100%. And same thing with Tonawanda law enforcement. We support them. Even though what happened yesterday shouldn't have happened the way that it did, They should have allowed all resources that they had yesterday, rather than shutting down the street again so that we couldn't access it. They should have blocked off Antifa. That's what they did down in D.C. D.C. had a mob of Antifa, and they set up a wall and a barricade in front of Antifa that they couldn't come across. So Tonawanda Police Department, maybe you should view some of our video, or maybe you should talk to D.C. police and find out how they're battling this infestation, this infection that you guys have in your town that you're allowing to terrorize the town. So let's take a look at the stark difference and stark contrast of Antifa and Black Lives Matter and Surge and Western New York Media and Western New York Liberation Collective and Push. Let's take a look in One Society. One Society, I can't forget One Society. They're about as terrorist as it gets. And exclusive and racist as it gets. They're completely bigoted, completely prejudiced. They hate everybody else. So, let's take a look at it. We have us. We're ready. We've got our American flags. We've got our Trump flags, our beautiful trucks, beautiful vehicles, happy, smiling faces. We're ready to sing. We're ready to go through and, just wash the town with patriotism, and American pride. That's what we're there for. And on the other side, here we are. We're happy, laughing, jovial, and we're just good time, embracing, hugs, love. And on the other side, no masks, nobody wearing masks. And just like we haven't been wearing masks for 8-9 months, no masks. And, we're super spreaders. We're the super spreaders of truth and hope and light. That's what we are. Because none of us are getting sick. You know why? We're not getting sick because we don't live holed up in a basement doing drugs all the time. Eating to the point where we're completely obese. And on the other side, you've got dark, all black, just darkness in their hearts, hatred their entire lives, not knowing any meaningful relationship in their lives, not doing anything of consequence, anything at all, nothing, just misery and despair on the other side. And it's sad. And I had, just like you guys have heard on my videos, I said, let's welcome these guys in. So I jumped out with the megaphone and I said, come on over, guys. Thanks for coming out and joining. And what did they do? Start screaming and losing their minds even more. Their baby brains, their little pea-sized brains that they have, they start losing them, exploding. It's in the leadership. They don't, because the people that I know inside their groups, they hate being inside the groups. The only reason they stay a part of the group is so that we can run intel on them. That's exactly why we stay that's why they stay inside of their group. And these people are very trusted members of the group, and they share, and they're insiders, and they have, they're in all the Zoom meetings that they've got, and all the meetings that they have. That's where our people are. They're inside these groups. And they go, Pete, you can't even understand how much I hate being a part of this group. Hate it. I want to come over to where you guys are. And we're like, I know, but we got to be inside their group. We got to be inside their group. And they're like, they've got the egos out there, and just the people that just hate him, all the time, just like they were yesterday. And it's just this lunacy. They're just maniacs, and not in a good way. Even with each other, they're that way, guys. That's why they can only get 40 or 45 people out there. Nobody is buying what they've got to sell anymore, because they've seen what they are and what they represent. And there are a handful of people in the organization that their egos are just so inflated. And it's all about them all the time, but they want to be behind the scenes. And you've heard me say, I feel sorry for these guys. I really, really feel sorry. Good morning, Charlie. Bummed it out wearing that gorilla costume. But bring the banana. Bring me one too, all right? So, just trying to get them on our side. And you could see, this was the beautiful part about it. you could see the people going, well, they're telling us this guy's a racist. They're telling us he's a Nazi. They're telling us he's a white supremacist. They're telling us he's a horrible person. They're telling us that he's killed his wives, multiple wives. I've had multiple wives. That he's just this wretch of humanity, that he's trying to tear apart America. Horrible, horrible person. And you can see some of the people who aren't their core, like 20, 25 people going, just like the people that I know that are inside their group, that have seen me out there, that they have seen our groups out there, us out there. They see how we behave and we respond and we react and how we treat them. And they're like, they're saying they love us. Did they just say Merry Christmas to us? Did they say Happy Holidays? Did they say God bless America and they love us? Like that seemed really, really weird. That right, Anna? That seemed really, really weird that they're doing that. You can see the people on the fringes that are just like, oh my God, like what is this group of Antifa, and what are they doing? And why am I a part of this? You know, why am I threatening women, you know, in videos and trying to take their jobs? And you know, why am I supporting something that terrorizes individuals and neighborhoods and communities? Why am I a part of something that threatens elderly people? You know, I just had a conversation with somebody today. A BLMer was screaming at another woman, ready to beat them. You could see it. They could see it. Again, cowards. That's what they are. Cowards. They try to attack the weak every chance they can. And you see that over and over and over and time again. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not talking about the incident, I was asked not to, I'm not going to. So all I'm going to ask are you guys to just kind of just back off on that a little bit. It's been requested very specifically that I not address that, all right? Good morning, Gina. Good to see you, sweetheart. I hope you had a great Saturday. Hope I get to see it today for the singing, all right, hon? There's very specific reasons why that's not being referenced. So please just, let's kind of keep that down, all right? Let's not put this, because we know everybody that is watching this. There was an incident. If you guys are wondering why I'm not addressing it, that's the reason why. I've been asked very specifically to not. And when the time is right, I will discuss what happened. I'm sure many of you heard, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say. So you see the people, like, you know, and some of their members have actually come over to our side. And, you know, you got to be careful. It's not like we're giving them positions and intel and they get it. Like, we even laugh about it. They're like, yeah, I get it. You know, I can attend rallies, but I can't be, like, if you want to start a group, I'll help you start a group. But, yeah, it's a little bit sensitive on the inside. You know, if you were a member of Antifa and Black, it's a little suspicious. Like, you know, but if you want to come to rallies and, you know, you want to stand out there with me with a megaphone, you want to stand next to me, and you want to, you know, and you want to start our own group, you know, by all means, let's do that. You know, I support that 100%. But, you know, running intel and ops, you know, and setting up, you know, some of this other stuff, being a part of that, probably not the best fit. So, but, you know, but they love what we do. They absolutely love the family and they love the community of what we've got going on. They love how together we are. They love how it's always about love. And there are so many people of different ethnicities, Arabic, Black, Asian, Latino, that come in and they're like, we were told this. Like, we were told you guys were this. But and we've got it on Foon, you know, Blue Raven is on, you know, he's got it. And we're friends now on this. And Vince and Drew and all the other people that we've spoken to, they're like, we're told this about your groups. We're told this on the media. We read this. We see it on our social media. Our friends tell us this. But we come here, and all you do is offer us everything. You offer us food. You give us hugs. You ask us if we need anything. You follow up with us. You talk to us. Do you want something to drink? Do you want to roll with us, stand arm in arm, pray with us? And even though we're not all extremely religious, we do that. We do that because we're one. We do that because we're family. I'm spiritual, I have faith, I believe, I pray, but I'm not religious. You guys know that. And we can't ever alienate anybody or make them feel like they can't be a part of this because they're not religious. That is an extremely important thing about all this. All inclusive. And they go, man, look, you guys get to be happy? Like, I haven't been happy in years and years and years and years. You mean you really literally get to be happy and smile and hug and embrace, and people care about you, and they come over and they talk to you, and they're like, how's your family doing? Like, they're like, that group over there, I don't know anything about them at all. Never have they once done anything for not only me, but anybody. Here we go out yesterday in the Buffalo News, they did this. The Buffalo News tried, because what Antifa and Tonawanda love to do is they'll take a business that we support or that supports us, and I'm not going to give the name, but they're going to take that and then they're going to use that against the business. And all I'm going to tell you guys, as a business owner, apply Mike Lomas' strategy. Apply Carl Palladino's strategy. And say, I don't care about you. You're insignificant. You're nothing. I'm going to build my business around people that I agree with. And Mike Lomas, his people, they absolutely adore him. They adore him. His customers adore him. His listeners adore him. His employees adore him. I adore the guy and his wife Amy and everybody there that works there. And I think I met Glenn briefly, and Jason, all the names that I met, all of them, they're great people. And they built that on a cornerstone of, we don't care who you are, just don't be an a-hole. You know what I mean? That's it. Are you a far left radical and you're going to say that we said this, so you're going to go up? Go ahead. Go ahead. Because you want to know something? It's just like Charlie says all the time. He's like, you guys, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, you're the best promotion, Western New York media. You guys are the best promotion vehicle. Concerned Buffalo neighbors, you're at Buffalo News, you are the absolute best vehicles for promotion that we have. Keep telling people we're right-wing radicals, you know what I mean? Because we get this huge influx of everybody. Even when we're driving and marching, they're like, I want to be a part of that. Yeah, Antifa's over here, and they're throwing their stuff up, and they're like, I want to be a part of that too. You guys are the best promotional vehicles we have, the best advertising we have. So keep calling us what you call us. It's amazing. Every time you do that, we have this huge flood of people that come in because they see who we are. And they see what we're about. They see how we conduct ourselves. We have been marching and protesting since March. Not one incident. And even when we've had a police cruiser strike one of our vehicles, even when we've had some different law enforcement officers, Tonawanda notably, saying we were the issue, even when we've had law enforcement on those rare occasions that have been up on rooftops with guns at the very beginning, thinking we were the problem, we were peaceful. Completely peaceful. Trying to get our points across. Now, make no mistake. Now, I just make no mistake about this. Do not mistake our peace, our good nature, for not being capable or able of some extremely things that would not be very good for you. Let's just say that. Like, the people that are a part of these groups, let's just say I am glad I am on their side. And these are the people who are 60 and 70. So imagine the people that are in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s. Imagine how capable they are of doing what they need to do to you whenever we need to. And imagine if we came out with masks. Imagine if we came out with helmets and goggles. I was thinking about that. It would not be a pretty scene. It would not be a pretty scene. We support Antifa, CERD, Black. We support your right, to freedom of press, to freedom of speech, to exercise your liberties. We support that. 1,000%. We've always said that. We've always maintained that. What we don't support is you attacking individuals through social media and telling them to lose their jobs. or to go after them, attack their homes, attack them at their homes, attack them when they're in a restaurant. We don't support that. We don't support your terrorist, your acts of terror, your acts of hate. We don't support that. And I don't know anybody in your group that should either. Your group is literally Antifa. You're supposed to be anti-fascist. That's literally your name that you call yourself. You're committing acts of fascism all the time. So what ended up happening was, they got in Nick's face, they got in Mike's face, they even got in Joanne's, they got in a bunch of different people's faces. Pushing on people, even on me there, coming up, right in my ear, trying to use the megaphone right in my ear, and, coming at me and then pushing the megaphone against me, and I'm looking at the officer, and I talked to the officer who was in charge, and I said, you guys got nobody else. This is all you got. This is it, right? He goes, yeah, this is all we got. We got to call the afternoon crew in. Oh, okay. So there's 5 or 6 or 7 officers that you have. You feel like they're safe by having that many people there, and on this side here, they're doing what they're doing and just so hate-filled. You feel like that's a good number. Well, we need more people, but we can't bring in the afternoon crew. I go, well, maybe you should call in some other departments. You should call in the troopers and the sheriffs. Oh, you think? He goes, that might help. I go, did you just say that to me? Did you just, really? And he was not sarcastic about it. He was absolutely not sarcastic about it. He was utterly and totally sincere. Good morning, Lisa. And I'm just like, do you think? So they separated us. They put us in harm's way. We weren't harm's way. I mean, there are single individuals that would have disabled and diffused their entire group. Just like that. We know what to do. We know how to handle ourselves. We're very trained in how to do what it is that we need to do and how we need to do it. And it would have shut it down completely. Had we needed to exercise that, we would have. In a minute, in an instant. Hey, good morning, Ralph. Good morning, Amanda. What's up? I felt completely safe the whole time. You know me. I'm out there doing my thing. And, I know everybody had my back. I know they did. And again, Tonawanda police saying you guys need to get back to your vehicles. They're coming across the street. You have the street shut down for them. Not because of us. We didn't go into the street. And I go, those are all violations. Why aren't you issuing citations to each one of these people? He goes, yeah, you're right. And I go, well, this person did this, and this person did this, and this person did that, and this person slapped a phone out. And their excuse when the phone came out was, law enforcement was, well, did they really slap your phone out? Did they really commit a crime? Same exact thing that they did the last time we were in Tonawanda. Now, I don't want to vilify Tonawanda. That's not what I'm doing here. That's not what I'm saying. Just like I don't want to vilify Paul Cambria. That's not what I did. Not at all. I'm simply speaking the facts. The absolute facts about the situations that I am aware of. And how things were handled and how things were addressed. That's it. So if anybody in town of Tonawanda Police Department is upset by me expressing exactly what happened yesterday, I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't be conducting yourself in that way. I mean, I don't know. Wacky, crazy thought there. What Tonawanda Police did do was they did set up kind of a barricade, and I went live at that point so that I could monitor them, because we knew they were going to kick at our vehicles, hit our vehicles. That's what they do. We knew that they were going to try to attack people inside their vehicles. So Tonawanda Police did that at least. Our group was divided. We ended up congregating at another site. And as we rolled out of the parking lot, we knew where we were going to go, and we all met up at that other staging point. But in that meantime, they did have people that were hitting people's cars. Nick's car got hit, and Nick got out of the vehicle. and warned them, and then that individual stepped back. Oh, absolutely, Barb. They're not organized. You don't fear these people, guys. Just do not fear them. Don't have any fear. Good morning, Maria. So we were able to roll and congregate over at the other site. We got out and we're like, yeah, just everybody come together, and seeing all the vehicles, the parking lot was filled and loaded. So all the people that were off site that they'd held off and not allowed us to enter in, kept us divided. Everybody congregated over there, and we did the national anthem, we did the Pledge of Allegiance, we did a couple of things, and John, a testament to John and Scott and the crew. They were like, well, this was our route, but that was from there, and we can't go there anymore, so they adjusted on the fly. Like, that's how masterful these guys are, and that's how just buttoned up there. It's just awesome. So they had to change the whole route, and they executed it perfectly. And I don't even care how long it was, but it wove its way through, Tonawanda, and then Kenmore, and I think we maybe we didn't get into North Buffalo, but we got really, really close, and just awesome. And then seeing the whole line of cars was just great. And then we came back, and everybody was gone. All Antifa was gone. And guys, I do want to send a special thank you to the Watchmen and Charlie and everybody that did show up yesterday. Thank you so much. They put the call out at a moment's notice, and I think we had about 20 Watchmen that showed up. That much I can't say. I think we had already departed, and I need to do a better job of communicating. So Neil, what's up? How you doing? And then Mike, what's up, brother? So I need to do a better job tactically of giving somebody my phone to be on Facebook Live, but then also giving somebody my phone so that they can reach out, that I can give orders to and say, hey, make sure you call Charlie, make sure you call this person, make sure you call this person. The next time, I will make sure that I do that, and that's on me for sure. I should have done that, and I didn't. And I apologize to everybody for not doing that and getting the call out there. I just wasn't even thinking in terms like that. I was just thinking of the rolling parade and keeping everybody safe that was there. And I figured we were going to depart pretty quickly. But, a testament to Charlie. Charlie and I spoke last night. We always have fun conversations, but we had a great conversation last night, back and forth about what happened and how we can handle it, and what can happen in the future, and how we should conduct ourselves, and how communication tree can take place. But guys, on a Saturday afternoon at a moment's notice, 20 Watchmen showed off just like this. Yeah, now you know, Kathy. So thank you to Charlie, and thank you to all the Watchmen. Thank you guys are everything that you guys are doing. I'm still a part of that organization, in heart and spirit, and I will never leave that organization. Love everybody there. They're just such solid individuals working to protect everybody. So I really appreciate them and everything that they do. We got back together at Sheridan Park. Antifa was gone. You had those few rogue people that are like, oh, we're going to get their license plate numbers. We're like, again, late to the party. You're super late to the party. And Luke, oh my God, guys, Luke was there. Stephanie found Luke, and Jeff and Heather, his parents, the little guy that was up there, the big guy, that man that was standing up with the Trump 2020 sign last week, and they found him, and they brought him, some candy, and they brought him there, and they're a part of Rolling Patriots now, and they're gonna come out, and Luke was just amazing. Luke, this is what Luke did. Luke and I, we're doing our chants, and Luke and I are doing our thing, and the whole circle is around. And Luke, man, he's going to be a leader. He is going to be a leader. He's going to be a good one too. Jeff and Heather did an amazing job. So, and it was so great getting to meet them. And so Luke was there, and Stephanie went out, and John, they made sure, and I think it was John. John came up to him and gave Luke a flag. He gave him his one flag that he had, the American flag. That's the kind of white supremacists we are. We're just horrible pieces of humanity. We're just so miserable. Gave Luke the American flag, and he had it, and he was just so proud. And he got candy, and what did he get? He got some stickers and some other things, and I think that we're going to Um, yeah, I know. Well, we're trying to avoid that, Ralph. We are. Paul, what's up? So we, and then Luke just embraced it, right? He's doing the chants, and then we start talking to him, and he starts doing one of his own chants on his own, and he was a part of it, and he wanted to say a few words. He goes, you mind if I say a few words? I mean, mine, here you go, man. Just take it over. So he did. He said his thing, and he just kept asking. He's like, when's the next one? When's the next one? I want to make sure I'm there. Are we going to be there? And I'm like, dude, you are so awesome. And Jen and Heather, and then, he goes, can we march around the parking lot one time? I'm like, yeah, let's go, guys. Let's march behind him. Then we get to the restaurant that we went to yesterday, which, again, that restaurant, if you guys are watching or share it, if you know where we went, they should go after the Buffalo News and the two authors. Sue them if anybody comes over to your establishment. Because what the Buffalo News, what their intent is to get Antifa and Black Lives Matter, those few individuals, again, that, for lack of a better word, they're just complete sociopaths, to try to shame and threaten and intimidate them. So now they're going to go on and they're going to see that, and they're going to see what the Buffalo News printed, and they're going to say, these other individuals are going to be the vehicle in which they're going to try to shut down the business and tell the same things that they always do. So that business, that establishment, if that ends up being the case, Buffalo News was the one that was responsible for that. Go after them. They got some cash. They got some scratch. Go after them for doing what they did to incite, to motivate, to be the impetus for these people doing what they're probably invariably going to do to your business, because they didn't need to do that. They had no reason to do that. And they didn't do it in a way that was like, oh, hey, the right-wing group went over there to support this business, which is what we do. That's a part of everything that we do. Every single thing that we do is always keeping in mind the town, the community, the neighbors, the neighborhood, and then the businesses. And even yesterday, after everything happened, we went to a business and a couple of establishments, and we supported them. And, Luke, while we were at that establishment, he goes, what is that thing? He goes, what is that thing that you do when you take the glass and you raise it up in the air, and what is that thing that you do? And I go, it's called a toast. He goes, I want to make a toast. So everybody grabbed their glasses and they put it up, and Luke said that is just great. And then one of the waitresses, who shall go unnamed, I remember her name, but she wanted to take a picture of all of us. They were all so appreciative that we were there. Now, does Antifa and Black Lives Matter do that? Let me ask you guys, are you going out and supporting local businesses? The Antifa, anti-fascists that you are. Have you ever done that once? No? We do it every week. Not only do we do it every week, we do it multiple times every week. But what Antifa wants to do is say that we're super spreaders, and that by going out there and supporting these businesses, that we're contributing to all these deaths that are out there. Now, one of us, I'm not going to say any names, but notably, most of us, 99.9% of us, since March, have not contracted COVID, this deadly disease. This disease that they say, Antifa is, you should be wearing a mask. Really? That's all you got? You're coming at us with, you should wear a mask? Well, because they say you should wear a mask. We're in the middle of a pandemic, don't you know? How many times did you grab that mask? Guy, how many times did you grab that mask? Have you done the science on the material that mask is made of? And did you see how many different things that you've touched? Have you run it underneath a black light? Have you tested it? Do you know how much bacteria and viruses are on because you keep doing this? Because it's obsessive. Keep moving it around. Yeah, good morning, Kelly. If you tested it once, have you seen that don't wear masks? Healthy people, only healthy people. Healthy people are not supposed to wear masks. Have you seen that science? No? You just want to keep going around blindly and mindlessly? Obey, obey, obey. You haven't done any of your own research on this, because it's rudimentary research. Any 5-year-old or 6-year-old can take a look at the mask manufacturer, can take a look at WHO, CDC, and see. You want to take a look at the fabric on it and do the research on that? The spec analysis? Go ahead. The masks aren't working, guys. Sorry. And the only reason the masks were approved the way they are so that you guys could enjoy some anonymity. Because there used to be laws that you weren't able to wear those masks. So they don't support the local establishments, and we do. So afterwards, we had Breathe Free event. And I'm going to wrap up with this. My belly's hungry. My belly's gurgling right here. I need to eat. I need to eat. So, I think I say that every video. But we've got, and then we go over for the Breathe Free event. And it was over at, and you know their minds are exploding. They don't say where the events are anymore. Marconian. White supremacists gathered somewhere in Western New York as a super spreader event. Mark, maybe we can deprogram you, Mark, and get you invited over to one of these events. You're okay. You're going to be okay. Here's all the immunologists that you can talk to. Here are all the viral scientists you can talk to. Here are all the nurses and nurse practitioners. You're going to be okay. Well, wait a minute. You are obese. Maybe this is maybe that's why Mark is so pissed off at everybody in Western New York media. And his buddy. I can't remember his buddy's name. It's really not any importance. But, Mark, maybe this is a good reason for you to lose weight. Maybe you don't have to be so fearful of contracting it. That's why he's so upset at all of us. He's seeing us have fun. And that's what it is. He's seeing us having all this fun. He's stuck inside because he's completely obese, morbidly so, and he can't get out there. You know, that's why we're Evil Scourge. We're having fun. Nobody's allowed to have fun because Marky Poo isn't having fun. Sorry, Marky Poo. We've got a lot of people that have gyms. Oh, wait, they're closed, and you advocate and support them being closed. Well, maybe change your tune. They can help you exercise and gain some weight. Then you don't have to pay for your girlfriend. God, that poor woman. How off the reservation is that chick that she's dating that guy? So, but it drives them nuts that they don't know where these events are. And it drives them nuts that, when pulling cars and DOH that are watching this drives them crazy. They don't know where we are. Western New York's a big place. How many households? You should know that, government official. You should know how many households there are. It's an easy one. And, we gathered there in all of our groups. And, and I'm sitting there and I just can't help but smile. The whole house was filled. Kids. All the kids playing in the basement. There must have been 60 people there if there was one. All the kids, the older kids taking care of the younger kids. And, and I'm not going to say any names, but the one little guy, he threw one of the things up in the air and it exploded, cars everywhere. But that's just the way it's going to go at a Christmas party, no matter what. But just absolutely beautiful. Everybody just embracing one another, just with these huge smiles. There wasn't any of that normal Christmas family party nonsense where, somebody's going to get upset. And before I move on, I do want to thank, the people that came together, even though there may have been some differences or some misunderstandings. This was yesterday and the day before. So thank you very much to those individuals that, set aside any personal grief or concerns that they had and were mature and adult enough to come together and work it out on their own, to come to a resolution on their own. Thank you so much for everybody that did that. That's the way it should be. Like Paul Cambria and I, we were adult, we were mature. We came together, we had a conversation, and we said, okay, great. You had this idea, now I know this is why, and this is all set. Very simple stuff. Just like Charlie and I, just like anybody else that has a difference. They come together, you talk it out, you work it out, you don't make it this dramatic scene where everybody else is involved. You don't do that. Don't if there's ever anybody that needs support for their argument or needs to expose it in, in a way, in a public forum, you just have to kind of take a look at why it is you felt that need to do that. And I don't hold it against anybody for doing that, but what I do is just want you to be aware of it and how to avoid that in the future when you have that inclination to do that. And how I'm very thankful and grateful for you guys coming together. Not just one individual or a couple of individuals or a couple of instances. It was a bunch of incidents. I'm hungry. I gotta eat. So I'm barking. If I pass out here, somebody come over and slap me around and get something into my belly. But thank you so much for doing that. And you guys saw me cover it last night, so I'll go into it tomorrow on our later one, and I'm going to do a later live, but to cover it some more. Literally joy and exuberance and just everybody feeling so festive. It wasn't even that it was about Christmas. It really wasn't even that it was about Christmas. But that was one of the elements. It was just about us. It was about family. And this ramshackle group of complete and utter misfits, which Joe Kanaski said, he goes, man, if anybody looks at it, he says, have you ever seen a more derelict, bigger group of derelicts that you've ever seen in your life? All the personalities, which everybody, and we all have our own personalities and our own things, right? When you take a look at this ensemble, this complete gorgeous cast of people, this assembly of, oh God, beautiful, beautiful people. And I just couldn't help but smile the entire night. And, and seeing, and again, I'm not going to mention all the names that were there, but all the kids playing and no masks and not caring, and all the adults embracing, and we're singing and we're dancing, and it was dance party till 11 o'clock or 11:30 last night, and all the food, all the amazing, incredible food that was there, and the setup, and there was plenty for everybody. And I absolutely, and the dancing was great, and seeing the kids play. And, and somebody said during the course of the night, we watched Trump's speech, which was really, really great. And everybody, just the whole place was packed with people. And nobody wanted to leave. You normally, it started at 6, and, normally you'd be like, okay, it's 8:30, it's Saturday, and kind of wiped out. Nobody wanted to leave. You had DJ Rob doing his thing, and everybody just dancing and having fun. And then at the end, oh God, I can't even remember. Oh, Hero. Oh yeah, he plays Hero. DJ Rob plays Hero. And all of us, oh man, it's on live. I'm sure you guys got it. But it was just this big group. Everybody that was left, all the kids and everybody. We're going, and we're singing. And all I can hope and pray for with everything that we do, guys, how I try to connect all of you guys, being in the military, being a part of religion, being a part of a football team and different teams like that, I can say this without a doubt. None of those other things that I've ever been a part of even comes close to approaching what we have built here together. And what we've built together is a family of people that will stay together until 11 at night, dancing and singing and smiling and laughing and swaying together. And you can just feel all the hearts coming together. And it's not like cultist. It's not any of that nonsense. It's human. It's just strictly and purely human. And just acceptance, everybody accepting one another. And it's not just acceptance, it's knowing that that person that's there is going to fight for you till the end. No matter what you need, they are going to be there. And all my hope is for all of this stuff that we're putting together, My hope is that each and every one of the people that we know that are out there that want to experience and deserve to experience this stuff, from newborn up to 100 and after, every ethnicity, every religion, that we all get to experience that incredibly gorgeous moment in time that we all got to feel and share yesterday. And that's not just one day. That's like every moment of every day that we get to experience that. That's what my hope